Hey everyone, this is
Alright.
Potato Coach.
Alright.
Michael.
This is Tater Talk.
This is Tater Talk. I'm Michael.
I start these.
I'm T.O.
I'm T.O. Michael,
I'm Michael.
how come the Japanese chicken couldn't make any friends? Because it called everybody baka.
Because he was a fucking nerd.
Because it called everybody baka.
I think we made that joke already.
Hey Michael,
What?
pick a number 1 through 10.
Okay.
Nope.
Out loud?
Yes, tell it to me.
2.
That's how many shits I don't give.
That's not that many.
And well, then just imagine that the rest of them are also that number,
Oh, okay.
and I don't give that
That's
many.
a lot of shits.
Mm-hmm. So we're we're talking about Dark Phoenix with a circle around the X.
Yeah, because it's X-Men.
Yes, and they apparently just dropped the X-Men from the titles of these X-Men movies now.
They gave up.
Yeah, I feel like they did that a long time ago though. And then they started trying again with Deadpool and Logan, but the main X-Men movies are still.
Does Deadpool count as an X-Men movie?
Yeah. I mean, it's an X-Men spin-off.
Have you seen Deadpool 2?
I haven't. Have you?
Yes.
Okay.
It's so good.
All right.
You need to see it.
I still haven't seen it. It just wasn't a priority for me this year.
It wasn't for me either. I just rented it one day. I was like, "Oh, this is good."
Yeah, it came out too close to other high-profile superhero movies for me to really consider using money.
So, the guy who plays Cable,
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin, yeah. I was watching The Goonies,
Uh-huh.
and he's the older brother, and I didn't realize that.
Oh, I've never seen The Goonies all the way through.
Yeah, he's the older brother. I was like, he looks familiar, and I looked him up. I was like, it's fucking Thanos.
Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to discuss Dark Phoenix and how the X-Men movies. I'm happy that almost 20 years ago I was alive to watch the X-Men movies rise and bring to prominence the superhero film genre so that we could have this big superhero movie renaissance we've been having. And I'm sad that I have to see it go out with a whimper, because that's what I feel Dark Phoenix is going to end up being.
I've seen the trailers. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, but Michael's easily impressed.
I am. You show me shiny things, and I'd say, ooh, shiny things.
Just imagine I'm jingling keys right now and he's distracted by them.
I am very distracted by them. Ooh, shiny things.
Jingle, jingle. So, yeah. And they're doing Phoenix again, because that went so well last time.
Yeah. They gonna kill her?
Maybe? I don't know. I mean...
Ooh, she's too powerful, stab.
Do we even care?
Yes, that made sense.
Well, I mean, Michael, let's say you have an unimaginable godlike power, but the one power you don't possess is the ability to heal rapidly. How do you think a sneaky knife's going to do against you?
You did a good point. But it wasn't really sneaky.
Well, she was
She was
holding
like-
back.
Stop. No.
Well,
Stop.
okay.
No, ow.
There are a couple reasons it worked. Firstly, like, her power is kind of pulsing out in waves.
Yeah.
And it wasn't obliterating him immediately. I think she was holding back because she didn't want to kill Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
And so because of his healing, he's the only one who could make it that close to do anything to her. So he stabbed her. Because that's what Wolverine does to people. But yeah, so I don't know if they're going to kill her again, honestly. I don't know that I care enough about this version of Jean to care whether or not she dies. Because, when I was a kid and the X-Men movies, other than Spider-Man, were really the only superhero movies I had to watch, I cared a lot. Because, I watched the X-Men movies a lot when I was a kid. And it's like, oh, it's so sad she died. And like there were 2 whole other movies of her to make me care about her as a character.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, she was even a little bit bland in those ones too.
Yeah.
You just kind of care about her because she's like one of the only important characters in those movies. She only got interesting when she turned into the Phoenix in the 3rd one.
Yeah. I didn't really know what her superpower was for a while.
Yeah.
It was like, she doesn't do anything flashy. I don't understand. Because I was a small child. I was like, why doesn't she turn like blue or something? People were blue.
Those movies, those movies as a kid was my first introduction to a lot of weird superpowers. Like, before Wolverine, I didn't even consider that, like, just healing fast could in itself be an effective ability.
I always thought Wolverine's power was claws.
Yeah, me too. When I was a kid, I was like, he's got claws. What else do you need? I didn't even realize that he was effectively immortal.
Yeah, that was, in all honesty, a lot cooler.
Yeah. And I feel like I didn't appreciate Magneto and Xavier nearly as much as I should have as a child, though.
I didn't
just
even
because
know
they were
Xavier
interesting
was a
characters.
fucking mutant. I just thought he was an old dude who taught a bunch of mutants.
Yeah. Now oddly enough, his was a power that I grasped almost immediately. It was like, oh, he just controls people's minds. And Magneto as well, like anything that's metals in his control. So
yeah, that one I understood.
But yeah, when I was a kid, there were a lot of things about the original X-Men movies that I didn't appreciate because I was a kid that I appreciate now. Like, ooh, that's interesting. Those are interesting powers. These are interesting characters.
Bet you never guess who my favorite character was next to.
The 2?
Mm-hmm.
Nightcrawler?
Yeah.
Mine too.
I keep thinking to myself, they need to make a Nightcrawler movie, but they already did.
Yeah, he was
X2 was the Nightcrawler.
Yeah. That's probably the best movie version of Nightcrawler we're gonna get till Disney reboots it.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I am looking forward to. I know it's not going to be for a few years, which kind of sucks. And I just hope they can find a good way to incorporate mutants into these movies that makes sense to the MCU.
Yeah.
But and I don't know. There are some things that I hope they do that are similar to the old X-Men series, and a lot of things I hope they avoid. I already know they're going to avoid the continuity issues, because...
What do you mean avoid them?
Like...
Just not address them, be like, that's not canon.
Yeah, well, that's not really what I'm talking about. The X-Men movies already are so horrifically plagued by bad continuity, because, like, even just tiny little Easter eggs by themselves snowballed into enormous timeline-breaking things.
I'm Stan Lee.
Yeah, because back when they were making those movies early on, it was like nobody cared. Every movie was its own thing, so nobody really was asked to think ahead. But nowadays, in the age of the super franchise, you have to be thinking at least 10 movies ahead, even just for a throwaway line.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, during Guardians, when they went into the collector's room, yeah, there was just shit tons of Easter eggs.
Yeah.
They got Howard the Duck and Cosmo the Space Dog.
Cosmo the Space Dog is such an awesome character in the comics, especially when he's with Rocket.
We had one of the fucking aliens from Avengers.
Chitauri?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a Dark Elf in one of the containers too, I think.
I think that one was frozen, wasn't it?
Might have been. And an old version of Adam Warlock's Cocoon before they put one in the credit scene for Guardians 2.
Yeah.
Which
I forgot about that.
I'm wondering if Adam Warlock will be... Wait, no, it probably will be, because they are using James Gunn's script for the third one at least.
Oh, okay.
They're keeping the script.
I'm still mad about that.
Me too. But yeah, they're at least keeping the script, so everybody can be on board with that. I just find it funny that, like, the petition to get him back is, it's reached 400,000 signatures.
I don't understand petitions.
No one has to honor that. No one has to honor that petition.
Like, I don't understand petitions. Like online petitions. Oh, I signed a thing that's not gonna happen because why are they gonna give a shit?
Yeah. Here, we all signed this piece of paper. Now you have to give us what we want. No, we don't.
Oh.
Are you going to pay us a substantial amount of money to convince us otherwise?
No. We're broke college students.
Then no. We don't have to listen to you people.
Yeah, I think that whole online petition site that just has like a bunch of different petitions. I can't remember what it's called. It's pointless.
It is. It's dumb.
It's just a way. It's like a poll site.
Basically.
Like, who wants this thing? And
cool.
That was neat.
I think there's an I hate everything video about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love I hate everything. He's awesome.
I don't watch a lot of his stuff. I see a lot of his stuff through collaborations with other people.
Yeah. I started watching his main channel earlier this year, and it's interesting because even when I disagree with him, he's still just enjoyable to listen to.
Yeah.
Because all the points he raises are perfectly valid, even when he's joking.
Yeah.
So it's like you're hard pressed to say he's outright wrong about most things. It's like when there are a lot of things that he brings up where he's like, I hate this, and then he presents all of his evidence for why he's justified in hating that thing, and it's like, I cannot argue with you. Those are all good reasons.
I do not agree, but...
Yeah, those are all good reasons to hate this thing.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of Pokemon YouTube channels. Like a lot.
That was the rabbit that led me down the hole of YouTube to begin with. Was looking for Pokemon content on YouTube, and I was like, I'm just looking for stuff I can relate to and understand. And that's how I found Dookie Shed and Nate Wants to Battle. Yeah. And they were kind of my gateway YouTube channels.
Yeah, I've the only person I can remember the channel name of is Verlicify, and that's just they're one of the most popular competitive battling channels. I think like half the internet hates them. I don't understand it, but I don't watch their stuff live. Just because I've been getting back into competitive battle. That notebook right there, look at it. And back up a page. That's whole page just for one Pokemon in competitive battle.
He has an entire page for. Am I allowed to say which Pokemon it is?
Yeah.
Okay, Rhyperior.
Yeah. And it's just a single. It's not like multiple strategies. It's just one strategy.
Oh my gosh! You even have like suggested teammates based on type.
Yep.
Checks encounters. Is that in case someone else is using one, or just so that you can?
No, that explains which Pokemon would hard counter.
Yeah. Or
just like check that Rhyperior.
Okay.
So like if they send that Pokemon, I'll switch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
I like math sometimes.
You see, for me,
if there's one more past that is
back further.
Florges. Do you know Flabebe?
Yeah. I think it might be pronounced Florge.
Florge?
It's supposed to be French.
Oh yeah. It's a support.
Okay.
Like I believe it was special defense wall. It's just a big old wall of special defense made of flowers.
Wow.
Yeah, I dabble in competitive Pokemon every so often.
For me, something I've been doing a lot lately is making and organizing checklists for comic books.
Yeah. And
things like that. And like just different projects that I want to do for the channel later on.
I like making lists.
Me too. We got off topic a little bit.
This is about Dark Phoenix.
Kenny Loggins is our guest.
Kenny Loggins is our guest. He always my guest.
I'm Kenny Loggins, what's up? This isn't what Kenny Loggins' voice sounds like, but this is my impression of Kenny Loggins.
Hey, I'm Kenny Loggins!
They think
I'm walking here. Danger zone.
Danger zone. Kenny Loggins. Footloose, say.
Hey, Footloose.
I did a lot of theme songs in the 80s.
That's like all I'm known for is Danger Zone, Footloose.
Highway to the danger zone.
At least that's all I know him for.
Do you know what the new season of Archer is supposed to be about?
Yep, I do.
I remember seeing a trailer for it a while ago, and I can't remember what its theme is. And he's still in that coma.
Yeah. I haven't been watching a lot of TV lately.
You saw the Dreamland season, though, at least, right? Like on Hulu or something?
I might have.
That was a really good season.
Is it recent?
The most recent.
Then no. I think the most recent one I saw was where they were cocaine drug lords.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember. That was the season where Charlene did the duet with Kenny Loggins for Danger Zone.
Yeah.
Charlene.
Wasn't that the red-haired chick?
Yeah.
But
Cheryl or Carol?
Cheryl.
You see, I actually can't remember her name now because it's a joke.
Yeah. And she like became a country pop star.
Yeah. She has an ocelot. That's
a good show. I like that show.
I love that show.
But
yeah, Dreamland was a fantastic season.
I might actually say I like it more than Rick and Morty.
I definitely like it more than Rick and Morty. I mean, I love Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's just something about Archer that I get a little more than Rick and Morty.
It's just like a heavier kind of mature humor.
Yeah.
It's not like trying to be intellectual.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, you see tits and cocaine.
Well,
I find that funny.
Rick and Morty wasn't trying to be intellectual when it started. And then people started digging into it and finding intellectual stuff.
So we have to be intellectual now.
I think, the two guys responsible for the show, Roiland and Harmon, they're very much a part of internet and YouTube culture. So they can see very prominently all those discussions of their material. So they're probably like, well, let's lean into it.
We use that.
In season 3, subtext became text, and the purpose of stories fell apart.
If subtext became text, what became subtext?
Nothing.
Shit.
There was no subtext because they were outright stating the point of their story, which is that there is no point.
Okay, so is Rick dumb? I never knew the
Rick,
the seeds.
The seeds.
The seeds that Morty puts way up in there.
Way up inside his body.
Yeah, remember they melt or they dissolve and he becomes really smart.
Yeah, and then
he's got the drool.
Yeah.
And Rick's always got the drool and he's always drinking out of his
Oh my god. Then does that mean that every Rick that is a part of the multiversal community takes part in those seeds then?
It could be.
And if so,
that's
who
one
was
of the theories I read.
Yeah, who was the first Rick to find the seeds and how did he find them?
Probably by accident.
Well, I figured by accident, but what, did you just slip into a multiverse portal? And...
Oh yeah, because it'd be dumb.
Oh yeah, probably. Dang, dude.
So Doofus Rick is probably the only one who has it.
Doofus Rick is smart. He's just a little more like Jerry in his personality. But, yeah, wow. But yeah, I like Archer because there is a tangible, intelligence to its writing, but there's just no maturity to its humor.
Yeah.
It's the mature, childish kind of humor that...
tits and cocaine.
Yeah, exactly. And
look, my penis is huge. Yeah.
And
it's just so childish, it's funny.
I actually watched a video about how Archer plays with the English language, for its humor, and I never realized that it did that. And that's my favorite type of humor is picking apart and playing with language. So it's it's and the whole tinnitus thing is one of my favorite running jokes. But yeah, and you see the X-Men movies.
X-Men, yeah.
They are so like such a non-event at this point that we can't even stay on the topic of them.
It's just like, hey, X-Men's a thing. So, what did you have for dinner last night?
Yeah, I feel like, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, the last X-Men movie I really cared about was Logan. And it's like, once I saw that, it's like, you know...
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, and once I saw Logan, I was kind of like, I feel like that this part of my life can kind of just be done now. I'm allowed to move on.
See, there are a couple superhero movies that I just don't remember.
Yeah.
Like, one being X-Men Apocalypse. Another one being Thor Dark World. Don't remember that. I'm not even sure if I've seen it.
That's
honestly
another super forgettable one.
Yeah,
that's the
Iron
one.
Man 2. Or 3. I don't remember what happens in those movies. I just remember Iron Man. He's Iron Man. He does Iron Man things. He fights Iron Man villains. I don't know.
And apparently
Iron
so is
Man.
Ant-Man now.
Is there a second Captain America? Civil War, isn't it? Is it Civil War?
The Winter Soldier's the second Captain America movie.
So it's the second Captain America movie. I remember the Winter Soldier's in it.
Also known as, to a lot of people as the best MCU movie so far.
Really?
Yeah. It's one of my personal favorites. I don't think it's the best one, but it's one of my favorites.
A lot of people think that's the best one now, after Infinity War.
Yeah.
It's just...
Well, have you seen it?
Probably.
Do you remember it?
No.
Well, then you don't remember, kind of the way it works, I guess.
I guess. Is that the one at the end with the Baron dude? No, that's at the end of Civil War, isn't it?
What?
Baron, whatever the fuck his face is.
Well, which Baron?
The purple one?
Purple Baron? Zemo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was Civil War.
That was Civil... Okay.
All right.
I don't know what the fuck happened.
But there's a post-credit scene in the second Captain America where Baron Strucker is...
Who?
Baron Strucker.
Is that the computer guy?
No,
that's computer.
That's Arnim Zola.
Oh.
I'm a computer. No, Arnim Zola is the computer guy. Baron Strucker, he used Loki's scepter, the Mind Stone within it, to give Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver their powers. That's at the end of the credits for Winter Soldier.
That's not canon.
It is though.
I mean, in the MCU.
All of. Oh yeah. Again, X-Men doesn't really count anymore. It's ending. Dark Phoenix is it. Like I said, it's going out with a whimper.
I'm not sure if I want Disney to make a Gambit movie, but I want there to be a Gambit movie. I don't know how I feel about it. I want there to be a Gambit movie, but I don't want it to suck ass.
Well, what do you think a Gambit movie would really be?
It would be a Cajun dude with a fucking pole and some cards, and I love it. I don't know what he'd do, who he'd fight, what the story would be, but it'd be neat because it's Gambit and Gambit's cool.
You see,
and they could show his usefulness because everybody's like, what the fuck does Gambit do? He throws cards. And I'm like, but he can throw other things. He just chooses cards because you can put a lot of cards in the deck of cards.
Because what else are you going to use to match the theme of gambling?
That too. I mean, you could use poker chips.
What's he going to do? Throw a roulette wheel that explodes?
That'd be pretty neat. He'd carry it on his back and be like, this is my ultimate attack. Frisbee.
Red and black exploding wheel of death plus ultra.
But honestly, it doesn't need to be heavy because it's the same amount of force.
Yeah.
That he just puts it into the item. That's why the cards are so effective.
Well, actually, it's not really the same amount of force because he takes the potential energy that already exists within the object and makes it kinetic. So the larger the object is, obviously, the larger the explosion is going to be. Because the larger something is, the more potential energy it can hold.
Yeah. It's just more practical to throw cards.
Yeah.
Because, a deck of cards, you got, 52, 53, 54, counting jokers and the fucking rules card. Tiny explosives. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, why doesn't he just throw knives? Can you imagine trying to carry 52 knives on you?
Wait, do people ask that?
Yes!
Or these are... Okay, so I assume these are people who
normies.
don't know what his powers are. Okay.
Yeah, they're like, he throws things. That's his superpower.
No, that's Bullseye's superpower.
He throws things really hard.
Okay, so it's Normie's asking.
Yeah.
Why does he throw knives? Because you touch yourself at night.
I mean, I do too, but you just don't know superheroes. And you touch yourself.
Because you're dumb. And I hate you. And I want you to die.
But yeah, he throws playing cards because it's a lot of ammo. And it's effective. It's cost effective.
Yeah,
you know how much a knife costs?
Yeah, how cheap is a deck of cards?
It's like $1. Like $1 to $2. Versus a knife, you gotta pay like at least like $5 per knife. That's one ammo. You buy a deck of cards, you got a shit ton. You got a shit ton, a whole shit ton.
That's 53 ammos.
At least.
At least.
Don't even get me started. You start playing Magic the Gathering. You buy one of those trainers says like at least 100 lands in it. I don't even know.
That doesn't really match the gambling theme, though.
I mean, you can bet on Magic the Gathering. It's just stupid.
So yeah, you see, for me, I have read a volume of the Gambit solo series.
I wasn't even aware that it existed.
It was the third Gambit solo series, if I remember correctly, or the first volume of it. Because he's had a few.
Boring. Because I feel like it would be.
It took me.
I like Gambit, but I am aware he is boring.
I read the first issue.
Yeah.
And it took me, now that I think about it took me about a year to finish it.
Wow, that's a long time.
The only reason I finished it is because I took it with me on a trip up to Michigan that I was on for
forced to finish it.
That I was on for 3 weeks, and I brought it because I knew I'd never finish it otherwise. Now, once it got going, it got interesting, but in establishment,
it's a hard start.
Gambit is bland.
Yeah,
because he's the sexy, thief. Who's got away with the ladies. It's like, how many times have we seen that character?
You'd be a really cool person in real life.
Yeah.
But you see, this isn't real life.
Yeah.
So you're less cool.
I don't care how hard you throw those cards. Like, you're a boring protagonist.
Whenever I think of Gambit, I don't think of the cards. I think of his staff. Just because, I've played fighting games with Gambit.
You think of his long, hard pole?
I do. I think very hard about his pole. And how he hits people with it.
Just swings that thing around.
Massive rod. But yeah, I like playing as him in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. He's a really fun character. And that's my big experience with Gambit is through that game.
Okay.
So it's this character's fucking awesome. He's super fast and agile, and he smacks people with just fucking stick.
Yeah.
I love it. And he throws cars that explode.
Now, for me, I do like Gambit, and I think he is interesting in a group.
Yeah.
If Gambit has to carry a story by himself, the other X-Men better come with him.
He has a troubling personality.
Yeah,
he's good when it comes to flashiness.
Yes. If he has to be the main character of a story, the other X-Men better come with him.
Yeah.
Because, again, he is an interesting character, and he does have some interesting stories about him, but all those stories are related to the X-Men.
Yeah. I feel like they could make a good Gambit movie, but they'd have to flesh out his story a bit. And
he has a deep one.
There's just not enough. They'd have to make some new story at least.
In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he was partially responsible for the mutant massacre in an '80s storyline.
Huh.
Which is, I believe, Mr. Sinister sent a group of his people into the sewers and they slaughtered the Morlocks.
What's a Morlock?
The Morlock are mutants whose physical mutations are just not acceptable in society, so they go to the sewers and stay underground. Hence why they call themselves Morlocks, after the subterranean race from the classic story, The Time Machine.
Wow. I need to go back and... I want to watch that movie. That was a good movie, The Time Machine. I've never read the book.
But yeah, so yeah, I believe Gambit had a hand in the massacre of the Morlocks. And that was a weird, like, sort of slapdash crossover, because a few X-Men titles were involved, but then he also had, like, Daredevil and Thor tie-ins.
I can see a Daredevil Gambit crossover. I can't see a Thor Gambit crossover. That's weird.
Nah, okay, there is a comic book I'm going to recommend to you then, because, and it's recent too, because it's got two of probably your favorite characters in it. Deadpool v Gambit. The V stands for Versus.
I love it. I think I've heard of it, honestly.
Yeah.
I need to read it.
So do I.
I haven't touched mini comics lately.
I want to read all of the Deadpool Versus books, because there's a lot.
I haven't done much other than sit here and download fucking ROMs to my computer because of Nintendo. I get it, Nintendo is just mean. Like, nobody else gives a shit. Sony didn't give a shit. I'm talking about the emulator situation. Emu Paradise went down. Not because Nintendo was like, hey, take it down. Emu Paradise was just, I don't want to get fucking sued. So
it was precautionary.
Yeah, they took it down on their own. They're like, sorry. After 18 years, most of my life, they've been a thing. And they're just one day I went to go download, I don't even fucking know it. Like, it was Gyromite for the fucking original Nintendo. I was like, I'm gonna get this game. What do you mean it's not here? And I clicked the little question mark, and it was like, we've stopped doing that. I was like, oh, what? That's not good. I had a mini panic attack. I was like, how do I get games? And then I found another site, which I'm not going to say, because I don't want anybody knowing about it, because somebody's going to know about it, and they're going to be like, yo, Nintendo, there's a site, they put games on it, you got to sue them. Sue them. I like it when people sue. Just not me.
So sue me.
Don't sue me. But yeah, so I have a site. I have a very large library of games now, and I've used like 4 terabytes of my 6 terabyte hard drive already, just with games. So that's fun. PS2 games I'm not as worried about, because Sony's like, okay, whatever. we got PS4s, sell PS4 games. Like, we're not making money off PS1 games. They're coming out with the PS1 Classic though.
Yeah, they are.
So that's pretty neat. But it's only gonna have like 20-something games on it.
Yeah,
which is disappointing.
I heard about it. I watched part of a Cat Icarus video on it, but it was like an hour-long video.
I forgot Cat Icarus was still a thing.
He is, and he's still pretty good.
He's
way less comedy focused now. He still tells some pretty good jokes, but he's way less comedy focused now.
Yeah, I see him in like smaller channels. That he does things with smaller channels.
Okay.
It's strange. Yeah. Like I'll be watching like this channel that I think I'm the only person who knows of them. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, here's Kid Icarus. I was like, the fuck? How did you do that? Can I get Kid Icarus? Kid Icarus on my channel.
Can I get Kid Icarus on our channel?
I mean, yeah, probably. Just gotta get it.
Just gotta download it from that site.
Just gotta get it from that site. I got a Gyromite, by the way. I can't play it because I need some peripherals, but.
What's the name of the main character in Kid Icarus?
Kid
Icarus, obviously.
It's Kid
Icarus. What's the name of the main character in The Legend of Zelda?
Zelda?
Obviously.
It's in the title.
Yeah. It's the name of the main character of Pokemon. Pokemon. Metroid? Metroid. Super Mario? Luigi. Straight up.
Luigi's the bomb.
Okay, so...
We should probably end this soon.
Hang on, I'm trying to think. I want to end this on an X-Men related recommendation for people.
Nightcrawler, he's pretty bomb, yo.
He's pretty bomb. I want to read his solo series, but
he has a solo series.
He has like 3.
What? I need to read them all.
Some of them might be hard to get.
Gambit and Nightcrawler are my favorite.
Storm also has a solo series.
I don't care about Storm. She's, I don't know. I just never cared about her.
Okay, so my Deadpool versus anything with Deadpool versus or something versus Deadpool. I want to like read it because there's a Deadpool versus Thanos, Deadpool versus X-Force, Hawkeye versus Deadpool, because Hawkeye's apparently the headliner of that pair up.
I don't even see how that's like plausible. Just like
it works.
Does it?
It works.
Okay.
Because
I'll take your word.
Deadpool v Gambit, because they were making Batman v Superman was a thing at the time, so they were making fun of it. Deadpool versus the Punisher, which is something I really want to read.
That sounds like a difficult battle.
And the most recent one, Deadpool versus Old Man Logan. Which is another one I really want to read.
I like Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe.
There's a Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe again, if you're interested in it.
Ooh, I am interested.
Is
it a continuation or a reboot?
Well, considering the fact that he killed the Marvel Universe once already, I think it's just a different version of Deadpool killing the Marvel Universe.
Sense. But he went in the multiverse and he was like, I'm gonna do things.
So it might be.
It might just be multiverse.
It might be Deadpool finding another universe.
He's like, I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, gonna do it again. It's Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe again.
I like
probably just with a more updated roster.
Yeah, I like how he like went to kill the fucking artists and the writers.
Did he?
Yeah.
I never read any of that stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was at the very end of the first book.
Okay.
Because like when he went into the multiverse, he was like outside the door of the writers as they were writing the book. He was like, shh.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, I don't read a whole lot of alternate universe stuff. Like, the extent of my alternate universe reading really kind of begins and ends with Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
I'm not terrible. And I'm going to read Spider-Gwen. That's not a series I'm passing on.
I need to read Spider-Gwen.
But other than that, I'm not a huge multiverse guy. I really do like mainline stuff. Like, a lot of people my age...
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, a lot of people my age talk about how they grew up on Ultimate Marvel. Like, oh yeah, Ultimate Marvel's my favorites. I like it more than the main Marvel universe because that's what I grew up on. And I think, like, I grew up reading reprints of the original 60s Spider-Man comics, so I'm very much a main Marvel guy, I guess.
Yeah. I grew up playing lots of video games, so... I grew up on video games.
Yeah.
If I played a Marvel game, that's my Marvel. It's just like the old Spider-Man game for the PS1 and fucking... What other superhero games I play? Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I didn't play a lot of superhero games just because there weren't many good ones.
Hopefully we'll see a resurgence after Insomniac's Spider-Man did so awesome.
I played all the original Spider-Man games, like the movie ones with Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey MacGyver. He's really good at making things out of spiderwebs.
This is a spiderweb lockpick. This is a spiderweb fire extinguisher. This is a spiderweb condom. Shh.
This is a spiderweb. Whoa.
Slow down there, webhead. I can't. So many webs shooting my hot white sticky fluid all over the place.
So, back like on that Spider-Man game, the original one. I don't know if it's not the original one. It's the one that's for PS1 and 64. There was a cheat code that gave you everything. It was just Stan Lee's name backwards.
A cheat code? So Eelnats?
Eelnats. I was like I don't understand because I'm stupid. I was like, Eelnats, that's the cheat code. And whenever I heard Stan Lee's voice, I was like, that's a guy. Like, that was back before I knew who Stan Lee was. That was a weird time.
That was the original Spider-Man game was like my introduction to Stan Lee. He was like, "Hello, true believers. I'm Stan Lee, co-creator of Spider-Man." And I'm like, "Who's Stan Lee?" So I looked up Stan Lee, and I was like,
"He's pretty neat.
Stan Lee is my hero." But yeah, like once I learned that Stan Lee was like the Walt Disney of Marvel.
Yeah.
Not like that he founded it or anything, because obviously he didn't. But like he co-created. It's this day and age. It's very important to say he's not the sole creator of these characters.
Who is Jack Kirby?
The king of comics.
Is it the king of comics?
Yeah, he
I know his name. I don't.
He's praised by a lot of people as the greatest comic book artist of all time, and he designed a lot of Marvel's like most iconic characters. And a lot of people say that he was much more responsible for the stories than most would have you believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has a very, very distinct style. Like, when you see a face that was drawn by Jack Kirby, you don't even have to be told. You know Jack Kirby drew it as long as you know his art style.
Okay, now here's a weird thing that my brain does. Ever since I've heard his name, I don't know why, but I associate his face with Todd Howard. The CEO of Bethesda. Yeah. Whenever I hear Jack Kirby, I'm like, Todd Howard face. And I don't know why. ever before I even knew who Todd Howard was, that's the kind of face I imagine, like the face and the hair.
Okay. I'm going to show you a picture of Jack Kirby.
We are on 40 minutes. Holy shit.
Editor Michael, put a picture of Jack Kirby up now.
You just made it so I have to watch the entire video.
Just go to the 40-minute mark of it.
Right. You got a pencil? Kirby. I got a pencil, because I've been writing a lot of Pokemon shit.
No, I don't want to see Jack Kirby art. I want to see the man's face. Jack Kirby.
I apologize. You can
guy.
probably hear all that.
There we go. Found a picture of Jack Kirby. It's in black and white, but here it is.
Wow, that looks more like Pablo Picasso.
I don't know what Picasso looks like, so sure.
It looks like that.
Okay.
That is very different.
I know what Jack Kirby looks like, though.
Pablo Picasso.
Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, and Steve Ditko, and Len Wein are the four men most responsible for the childhood I had.
Huh. When you said Steve, my brain went Jobs.
Steve Ditko co-created Spider-Man and Doctor Strange with Stan Lee.
Okay.
Jack Kirby was the one who co-created Fantastic Four, X-Men, Thor, Hulk, the Inhumans, Black Panther. There are others I don't remember. And then I do not remember the co-creator of Daredevil.
Me. I did it. You believe it?
And then
believe it.
Yeah, and then just about any character post 70s, I believe Stan Lee had no hand in creating.
Mm.
And even then, like in the 70s, there were more characters.
Does he do stuff now? Other than cameos in Marvel movies?
I don't believe so, no. I know he was a producer on the anime The Reflection. But,
what?
Yeah. There's a superhero anime called The Reflection that Stan Lee's studio co-produced or something.
Interesting.
Executive produced, maybe, I don't know. But hang on, I need it.
So the only thing Stan Lee has done in recent time is an anime.
Yes, and his voice is in it too. Not as a character. He
Wait, does he make a cameo?
No, he doesn't.
I
mean, not as far as I know. I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but I know at the end of the credits for the episodes, he's like, "Next time on The Reflection," and then he reads the title and says, "Excelsior," and then the episode ends.
He's the only person I've ever heard say that without referencing Stan Lee.
Dude, there's... I'm not going to say it, actually, because people might be able to place us. I don't know how many Excelsior roads there are. There's an Excelsior road near here.
Oh.
Or street or something. And every time I see it, I just quietly say to myself, Excelsior. Just under my breath. Excelsior. I see it when I come over here.
That's funny.
But yeah, Jack Kirby's a big deal. And the reason Len Wein is important to me is because he co-created Wolverine, and I don't remember whether or not he's the sole creator of Swamp Thing.
Mm.
But yeah, he was writing for the Incredible Hulk comics, and issues number 180 and 181 rolled around, and Hulk was wandering into Canada, so Len Wein was like, well, the Canadian government sends, an agent to be like, go home.
The Manitoban.
No.
The Canadian wrestler from
so-
Ultimate Muscle.
So technically, if you really want to think about it this way, even though he was never really introduced villainously, as far as I remember, Wolverine was technically introduced as a Hulk villain.
Huh.
Just like the Punisher was introduced as a Spider-Man villain.
What?
Yeah.
Punisher was in that Spider-Man game, that PS1 game.
Yeah, he was. A lot of
He
characters were
didn't
in
do
it.
shit.
Captain
He
America
was just
in
there.
it.
He was like, "Yo, I got a gun."
Wasn't there like a scene in it where like he and Daredevil and someone else were playing like a poker game or something?
Yeah, it was
What
like
the
it was
fuck?
like
Okay.
a bonus scene.
You can tell that's a joke because the Punisher would never sit down and play poker with Daredevil. The two of them would be at each other's throats instantly. They hate each other. Like, I'm pretty sure that the Punisher hates Daredevil more than most of the villains he fights. The only reason he hasn't killed Daredevil is because he knows he's a good guy.
Wow. Why does he hate Daredevil?
Their ideologies are way too opposed. Daredevil is...
You kill people. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Daredevil is no killing under any circumstances.
And then Punisher's killing under all circumstances.
Yeah, and Punisher is killing is the first resort.
Yeah. That's a bad idea.
I love the Punisher, dude.
Yeah, but I don't think...
I mean, obviously I don't agree
Shoot
with...
before asking questions.
Okay, well, obviously he, like, breaks...
Pick up that litter!
Yeah, he... obviously he breaks bones and pulls out teeth and fingernails while asking the questions and then shoots.
He just doesn't seem like someone I'd want to meet.
No, probably not. He's neat as a fictional character idea.
But in real life,
But in reality,
terrifying.
he's a psychopath.
I think this is a good point to end.
Alrighty. The X-Men. We talked about them.
At courts.
Bye.
Wow.